This is probably the perfect round for back garden plinking, shooting those tin cans in the backyard. I'm sure the neighbours won't mind. Only kidding, guys. This is Racknload, and this is the Henry all-weather 45-70, and oh my god, it is a beast. Look at that muzzle. Oh my god, this thing is a serious cannon. Seriously, just check out the footage. I was seriously clanging the gong with this thing, ringing that steel. It's quite funny actually. I don't very often put a steel sort of in video, as in on the table. I've got a very dirty one here, but it's quite funny because it shows you there's a bit of a splash, slight bit of a splash. Excuse the muddy gong, I drag these things through the mud and I'm dragging them off the range. Check that out, that's a hit. With that's the only one you can see. There's loads of hits on here, but after dragging it through the mud, obviously you can't see it. But what is quite funny, and I'm not sure whether this rifle did it or not, but I've actually broke one of the ears on my gong. Yeah, to be fair, I had to have that re-welded a while back, but it went again. Whether I actually hit it sort of right in the crucial part remains to be seen, but this thing sort of pinged off while I was shooting it with this this Henry. Interestingly, quite funny. I don't think it had, you know, well, I don't know what it's. I think it just broke it because it was slightly weak. It had been welded, that AR 500 with just sort of normal, you know, a steel welder, so to speak, MIG welded or whatever. Quite funny though, but well, it's not funny actually because I'm now at a gong down, but never mind. I'll try and get that repaired. But yeah, this is the Henry all-weather 45-70, just a monstrous caliber. Monstrous. Now, to be fair, I only fired 20 shots through this gun because this stuff is expensive. I was using this, yeah, all right, to be fair, I was using pretty good ammo. Using this Leather Revolution by Hornady. Real nice stuff actually. Boy, it's blooming expensive. It was like £49 here in the UK for a box of 20. So we couldn't really sort of, you know, just get stacks of this stuff just for video. I do, you know, generally have to sort of buy the ammo out my own pocket to test these firearms. So yeah, I'll just put the 20 through it, you know, and pretty much we're clanging the steel, you know, just to get the feel of it. Didn't really do any accuracy testing, but I was shooting that steel that you've seen. That I think that was that's a 12-inch steel, I think. I was shooting that thing at about 30 yards, you know, just like I say, just to get the feel of this rifle. But God, what a beast it is. Let's move these out of the way so we've got a bit more room. I'll just put them to one side there. Let's take a closer look, but before we do, I'll read you off some specs. Just refer to my data on the phone. So yeah, it's a lever action. Caliber is 45-70. Capacity, it'll only hold 4 rounds because these are pretty big. So you have 4 rounds in the tubular magazine. I'll show you how you load it in a minute. Overall length is 39 inches. Barrel length is 18.43 inches long. Weight, unscoped, obviously it's not got a scope on, just over 7 pounds. The stock it's like a hardwood, it's like a stained sort of hardwood. At first glance you think it's like a laminate, but it is a hardwood. So, and it's stained, it's almost like a charcoaly finish. It's really nice. The sights are fully adjustable, like a buckhorn sort of rear sight there. I'll show you more about that in a minute. And just like a brass bead on the front. Receiver is hard chrome plating. Okay, so it feels, actually kind of feels like Cerakote, but it's not. They're calling it a hard chrome plating. It's drilled and tapped for a weaver mount if you want to throw on a scope. But would you do that? Don't know. Price of these things here in the UK anyway, they're around sort of the £1,300 to £1,400 mark. So, you know, that's your price. I don't like giving prices on videos because they go out of date. But yeah, that's the price of these things. So anyway, let's sort of take a closer look. I'll just close that up. We'll take it from the recoil pad, and you do need a recoil pad with this thing. It's a ventilated sort of rubber recoil pad there. Quite nice. Got Henry written on there and their logo. Just double checking. Sorry about the light, guys. Try and get it in light a bit better. Yeah, it needs a nice soft recoil pad to soak up this thing. It kind of feels to me, the recoil, like 12 gauge, like putting a Magnum round, or say like a heavy slug round through a 12 gauge shotgun. That's the sort of recoil it feels like. Yeah, it is exaggerated a bit more with this thing being a bit shorter than, well, certainly a UK spec shotgun anyway. So yeah, it gives you a bit of a bump. After 20 rounds, you know, I was all right. It was no problem, but you know, I think it'd hurt you more in the pocket than it would on your shoulder, I think, or probably about the same. But yeah, that's the sort of that's the recoil pad. Henry sticker on there. This is a loaner, by the way, so I've not took the sticker off. It's a nice, pretty straight, well, very straight, ambidextrous. The good thing about these Henrys, or most lever action guns, they are pretty much ambidextrous, so nothing to worry about, you lefties. Sling swivel stud in the stock, one on the end of the fore end there. Get to that in a second. Moving along to like the pistol grip. Well, to be fair, I'm not a lever rifle guy. You know, they're not really my thing. I've not owned one. I've probably got no intention of owning one. I don't know. They just don't really do it for me. The lever actions don't. But I do find this thing really comfortable. I mean, I've fired quite a lot now. And this thing is really, really comfortable. I've got pretty sort of long arms, and I just feel it is, you know, quite really well sort of ergonomic, if that makes sense. Everything's sort of, when it's in your shoulder, I find a lot of the time with lever actions, I feel like my hand is in the wrong place, if that makes sense. I think it's just because of my long arms, I don't know. But no, this feels all right, and like the stock is pretty low. So, you know, when you've got your cheek down, everything just lines up. For me, anyway. For me, I mean, it may not sort of, you know, fit you as well or whatever. It's one of them, innit? You've just got to try before you buy, or at least shoulder before you buy. But yeah, moving along to, or just on the pistol grip there. I mean, it is what it is, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You've got the hammer here. So obviously that cocks when you operate the lever. Everything is coated except the sights and obviously the woodwork and the bolt. Everything is coated with this chrome plating. That's what they're calling it, chrome plating. So that's cool. So I guess that makes it the all-weather, kind of like Cerakote, I think, but I'm not sure how they do that. I don't know how they apply that. It might just be another name for Cerakote that Henry are using. Who knows? But yeah, you can see sort of all the linkages and whatnot. Everything's done in it. So that's probably a good thing if you want a real sort of outdoor gun, or, you know, something big bore thing for hunting, maybe, I don't know. But everything is solid. Everything is really well made. I'm quite impressed with this thing. It is built rock solid. It's like a blooming tractor, this thing is. But yeah, I mean, brand new rifle, so I weren't sort of really racking it dead fast, you know, getting all the shots off dead fast, because I had limited ammo, so I was having to sort of make every shot count and look half decent on camera. You know, I couldn't just blaze away and be like, oh, I've got like 30 seconds of footage there and it's cost me 50 quid. So yeah, I took my time sort of, you know, loading it. People, you get people in the comments like, oh, you don't know how to use a lever action gun, you don't operate it like that. I was taking my time with this one because, you know, like I said, limited ammo, just trying to get some nice footage of it. So yeah. Moving on to, well, there's the bolt, there's the, let's just sort of show you the action there. It's pretty much how you'd expect a lever action to work. Drilled and tapped there for a weaver rail if you want one. Give you a closer look. And then moving along, there's your sights, rear sight, buckhorn style sight. Laser engraved, or at least it feels like there, with the caliber. And Henry's bits and bobs written on there. Should turn that the right way round. Henry repeating arms. That looks cool. And then the fore end, again, hardwood. This stained hardwood. Feels really comfortable. Nice, pretty, well, yeah, quite wide. I mean, it's got to be actually, really, hasn't it, for the for that beast of a tube that's on there. So yeah, really comfortable. No checkering or anything. You'd think with an all-weather, you'd have checkering, wouldn't you? Or some stippling to offer you more grip, especially with a rifle that kicks like this thing. You'd expect it to possibly have a grip. Maybe that's a little gripe of mine. I think some checkering would have been nice on this. I think it would be a bit sort of slippery in the wet. I don't know. And you know, if you're hunting, you know, and it's raining or whatever, you've got a lot of recoil to contend with. And ideally, you need a good grip on this thing, don't you? Moving along to the barrel, it is what it is. It is a tube and a half. Look at that thing. What a beast. I don't know whether I've got, oh, I've just ripped my finger off. That's something you got to watch with these Henrys as well. If you get your finger in the way and you're cocking that comes blooming sharp. And I've just literally just took a chunk out my finger just this second. I don't know. Not bleeding. I'm not bleeding yet. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm not shedding any blood on camera. Oh no, here we go, look. Here we go. Here we go. The blood's coming. The blood's coming. Carry on. Don't worry, I'm a man. I can take it. Yeah, someone's just going to take the mickey, aren't they, on the in the comments. Sorry if I get blood all over this rifle now. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's going to sting. A bit of oil in there as well. Bit of gun oil in there. That's going to sting. Try not to get blood over the rifle. What we can see with the all-weather, see for it's durable to stains, you know, blood and stuff. Blood and snot and sweat and whatever you might encounter. Yeah, where did we get to? Fore end, yeah. And then moving along. Now, this is sometimes puts people off, is the tube loading, whatever you want to call it. I know people call it different things. Tube mag, tubular mag fed, rather than a side gate where you'd sort of just push them in. Can you get a side gate ones in 45-70, or is the round just a bit too big to sort of push into a side gate? Probably not. I've not used one. I've only, you know, this is the first 45-70 that I've used. So, you know, it's the tube fed with the Henry. A lot of the Henrys are tube fed. They have got a few that side gate. So, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. To be fair, I do like the look of the side gate loading. It is a bit of a pain, isn't it, using one of these things. Basically, for those who don't know, you basically pull this tube out here. I'll do it from the start. So you've got a tube locked in here. You have to sort of twist it and then pull it out like so. And then that reveals this sort of loading port here, which is sort of round shaped. So basically, I'll show you with an empty cartridge. You just drop that in like so, and you just drop them all in until it fills up. Basically, you ain't gonna wait long because it only takes 4. Let's just get that out. So yeah, it only takes 4 rounds to fill the mag in this thing. So yeah, and then once you've got your 4th one in, you just basically push this rod down and then just close it all up, and that's it, you're good to go. I do like it, you know, I didn't have any problems with it, but I think probably the only problem you would have, say for example if you was in a club environment, is when you're having to sort of hold the gun up in the air or downrange and get your fingers near the muzzle, and you're going to be sort of waving this thing around peculiar angles. I know you guys, sensible guys, won't, but sometimes it can't be helped, can it, when you're loading this sort of rifle up. But yeah, that's what you do basically. Load it all up, you know, with you getting all your rounds in, and then it's just a case of operating the lever like so, and then you're hot, you're ready to go. Hammer action there, so you've got an exposed hammer, so it'd just be bang, and then you operate the lever again to basically put your next round in the chamber. And that's pretty much it, you know, as far as this particular style of rifle goes. Lever action, you know, really nice. I mean, I've had some fun with this, although it was just 20 rounds. Forgot to mention, or did I mention, sling swivel stud there. But yeah, really cool rifle. There's your front sight, didn't show you that either. Kind of like a brass bead. But a nice rifle. I mean, practically wise, it's expensive to feed. That's what you got to remember. Would you go, I mean, if it was for me, yeah, this caliber is serious fun, but it's expensive. To make things a bit more economical, I'll probably go 357 or 44, you know. Probably go 44 if you want a bit more sort of bang for your buck. But yeah, the 4570 is cool. It is cool for sheer cool factor. It's just, you ain't going to be plinking all day with this stuff because it will cost you a fortune, an absolute fortune. But no, I'm really impressed with this rifle. I love the finish of it. I love the quality of it. Henry Arms really are good quality stuff. Like I said, the only thing I could fault on this, with it being an all-weather, is why didn't they put some checkering on to give you a bit of grip? You know, if it's made to sort of get wet or go out in all weather, then you think they would have gave you a bit of checkering to offer you a little bit of grip, you know, with that immense recoil. So, should we give the trigger a pull just for a laugh? What I've done with my trigger pull gauge, I'm disorganised for a change, guys. We'll give the trigger a pull. I mean, it is non-adjustable, so we'll see what it's doing. I mean, this is a demo rifle, so it has had 1 or 2 shots through it, so I've been led to believe. So it's pretty much worn in, this thing is. It's not just my 20 rounds that I've put through it. But no, we'll give it a pull, just see what it does. No safety catch. I'll just sort of mention that while my trigger pull is warming up. It is what it is, you know. You can see when it's cocked and when it isn't. Common sense. Right, we'll give this, let's just double check we're empty, and we know we are. But let's give it a pull. Okay, you ready? Drum roll. That's not too bad, not too bad. Let's say, should we say 4.5 pounds? Just over 4.5 pounds. That's not a bad trigger at all, really, is it? For for a beast of a lever action rifle, that is not bad at all. I've just got to get this blood off my finger. Hang on, guys. Oh yeah, the taste of blood. Sorry, I don't want it leaking all over. I don't want to be leaking all over this rifle. So yeah, not a bad trigger really. I'm gonna try that again. Yeah, it's a nice trigger. It feels really nice actually. Give you a closer look in there while we've sort of got it. Like that. Do you want to have a look inside, guys? I've done it again, look. That's the thing with this this bolt. It is sharp. It is sharp. Oh, God. My baby soft hands are going to be rough. Here, give you a look in there. I don't think you can really see down the barrel. I've not got enough room to sort of stand this on end. It's a bit dirty in there. It's had a bit of use, this thing has. God, that thing catches me out all the time. It won't if you're holding the gun properly, but when you're, trying to show this thing on camera like me, and you happen to have your hand there, oh, they're sharp. That's probably a gripe. I'm going to call that a gripe, shall we? Yeah, it's obviously fits all lovely and flush when it's down there, but oh my God, those things are sharp. Why don't you just round them off a bit? It just saves taking skin. Have a look at, there's the extractor and the bolt. Have a bit of a closer look at that. If it's not got any of my skin on it. Show you the other side. Let's just swing around a bit. There we go. Keeping my hand out of the way. That's your other side anyway. Pretty plain. Just got all your sort of pins on here. No, what do they call it? Saddle ring, is it? Is that what they call it? No, not one of those on here, sort of rattling around. This is kind of like a modern day version. I think they call them saddle rings, don't they? Where they've got like the ring on the side for your car keys or whatever. Saddle ring. In fact, that sounds like a bad condition for like a horse rider, doesn't it? Saddle ring. I think that's what they're called anyway. Moving swiftly on. Yeah, so good fun rifle. Well, excellent fun. Just not very economical. Not very economical at all. So that's probably your only sort of problem with this caliber is just the cost of it. Just the cost of it. Every so often, if you're just going to go down the range and just pop a box off, then yeah, not too bad. But don't expect to be sort of just blazing away all day long with this thing because, wow, it will get expensive. I got this thing pretty hot. I mean, I wasn't shooting it sort of majorly fast or anything, but after just the 4 rounds, that barrel was almost too hot to touch just after 4 shots. And I ran this thing pretty hot. I had no issues reliability wise. Well, you don't really have issues reliability wise, do you, with a lever action? It's like a pump action. It will just, you'd expect it to just go on and on and on and just, it just work, and it does. The Henry does work. No problems with it at all. No sort of, everything was working how it should. I'll show you. I don't know whether it'll work with should we try it with an empty cartridge? Let's put an empty cartridge in. See if we can sort of show you the extraction. I guess. Well, you'll see it in footage anyway. I'm keeping my fingers out of that. So let's just show you how it works. I don't know whether it'll work with this empty case. Oh, it has. It's pulled it. So it's pulled it out of the mag. Now it'll chamber it. So there we go. And into the chamber we go. Okay, and then you fire your shot. Kaboom. And then let's see what ejection's like. Not very good. Not very good when it's on its side. Let's try that again, shall we? I'll put one in like that, yeah? So, see how far it goes. Yeah, it throws them. I mean, they're a big cartridge. I mean, it's not like, you know, 2.2 rimfire or something that you can get like the, what is it, the Golden Boys, the Henry Golden Boys in 2.2 LR. It just spits them out. But they're quite heavy brass, they are. So yeah, no problems with ejection or anything like that. No, it's, you know, it is what it is. It's a good, reliable rifle. Bomb-proof, I think I'd say. Accuracy, I mean, like I said, I was rounds limited, so I was just shooting the gong. Pretty much nailing the gong every shot. I think it did. I think all 20 rounds went on that gong. And then destroyed the gong. But yeah, how accurate is a 45-70 on paper at say 100 yards? I wouldn't like to say. I think it'd be very interesting. I mean, what were these things? These 325 grainers. These are, that's a lump of lead that is going down range. These ones with the pointless ones, I call them pointless. I call them pointless on here. Well, no, they don't. But they've got the mono. Is it the mono flex? No, the FTX head on it. Well, there you go. I'll let the box do the talking. So I'll show you. You've seen them in the footage anyway. I think they're just basically those things where they've got the plastic head on them. It just makes them easier for loading because there's less sort of friction, rather the sort of brass bullet head rubbing against the next round in the magazine. You know, when it's loading. I think with the plastic, it creates less friction and just makes it more easy to load. I think that's the idea of it. It sounds like it reading it on the box. Safe to use in tubular magazines, up to 250 feet per second faster muzzle velocity than conventional lever gun loads. That's it. Patenting FTX and monoflex bullets featuring flex tip technology. Exceptional accuracy and overwhelming downrange performance, terminal performance. So yeah, that's interesting. And they'd look cool as well with the red tip. But yeah, anyway guys, that is it really. I've just about covered this Henry 45-70 all-weather lever action rifle. Like I said, lever actions aren't really my thing, but I do enjoy. I mean, I say that I don't own one, and will I own one? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. This was good fun. Very good fun. It'd be interesting to try the Marlin. There's a Marlin 45-70. Forget the name of it now. It'd be interesting to try that. I think that one's got like laminate stock, and I think it's got the big loop as well. But yeah, overall though, I'm really well impressed with this. It's just the price of ammo. That's the thing, and just get some checkering on there to offer the grip if it's an all-weather. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, that is your Racknload review. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and I'll catch you soon. That's Racknload. See ya.